Welcome to Community Arts Kitchen.
Mixed media watermelon still life. Mixed media art refers to a visual art form that combines a variety of media in a single artwork. In this piece, I combined markers, color pencils, and watercolor. To start out with, I sketched with pencil on a watercolor paper. If you would like to achieve a nice, clean, neat edge on your finished art piece, you may try this trick. Apply blue painter's tape around the edges of your paper before you start. To draw your watermelon slices, you can use some plates, a variety sizes of plates to start the curvature of the watermelon slice. So I have a salad plate right here, and think about your composition. Where on your paper would you like to have your first slice? So I think I'm going to do it here, and I'm not going to trace the whole plate just so I can have a nice curve like that. So I think that's going to be great for my first slice. Now I wanted to also put the rind of the watermelon in, and so to do that trick, you're going to just move the plate and move it in like that, so you have the curvature for the rind. So this is where the green part of the watermelon slice will be, and I am going to now softly sketch in where the red juicy part of the watermelon is going to start, and then I'm going to determine where the slice is going to stop. So I'm softly sketching in a diagonal line here and kind of taper it off at the top. To make it look like it's a 3D slice, you can taper off from here and make this go into more of a point and here as well. And then I am going to sketch in some seeds. Think about the size of the seeds in comparison to the size of your slice. So they shouldn't be basketball size seeds. And what shapes are there? They're kind of like teardrop shapes. And think about how many seeds would be in a slice, and they're probably not 1,000 of them, but they're kind of arranged in a semicircle, usually along the bottom of the slice. So this looks good to me. Now, to make an interesting composition, to create interest and depth, I would like to have another slice in there. I'm going to use a smaller plate and put that on top. And I'm going to have this smaller slice be behind this first big one. And I think I'm going to place it over here in the corner. To make it look like this slice is behind, I am going to stop right here where the watermelon in the foreground starts, and the same thing over here. Okay, so that's actually the only curvature that I need for my second slice, and I'm just going to finish the curve off over here. And the same trick I used with the other one, I'm just going to scoot it up to make the rind shape. And right here, this is where the rind goes off the page, and that's okay. Let that happen. That makes for an interesting composition. So now the other slice is behind. I'm following the same steps. Now, if you want to have fun with this and make it look like somebody took a bite out of it, you can kind of do that. Somebody just couldn't wait and snacked on this slice already. And again, this is where the juicy flesh part of the watermelon would start, and there's going to be a few seeds in this. In terms of creating an interesting composition. I have now 2 watermelon slices, and I've already created some space with one in the front, one in the back. 2 is okay. Usually artists like to use odd numbers of objects instead of even, so I'm gonna go with 3. Odd numbers create more interest and tension in your composition, so I'm going to put my 3rd one way off the page, and that's also another way to show interest. People are going to wonder, oh, okay, so there's 1 slice coming in. For this one, I'm just going to freehand it. I'm not going to use the plates, and I'm going to make this look like it's showing a little bit from the top, so it has some 3-dimensionality to it in the way I am sketching in the rind right now here. And tapering that off, and once again there's just a few seeds in this one in the back. To have fun with this composition, I think I'm just going to sprinkle a few seeds in the background, like so. So here is my sketch, and this is ready to be painted or colored in. For watercolors, which is what I'm going to show you, it's good to have a paper towel, of course water, and whatever type of watercolors you have. And I am going to do a light green in the background. I'm going to have you start in the background. Oftentimes when we paint, we want to jump right to the main subject. It's actually easier to build up your painting by starting in the background. So loosen up your watercolor first with water. Please don't press on your brush, just twirl, twirl, twirl in the color and loosen it up with lots of water. And once that is ready, you can experiment with a wet on wet technique, meaning we're going to make the paper wet first. Now, I don't want to apply water where, and the water is already a little bit green because I just rinsed my brush in it. I only want to apply water where I want the background paint to go. And since I have conveniently tape here to make my color not go there, I can just paint over the tape. I don't want the background color to go on the seeds, so I am just carefully brushing the water around the seeds. Now for this technique, do little portions at a time. You don't want to paint your whole entire background and then the water dries. Just do little sections at a time. Today when I'm working, it's a hot day, so I definitely don't want to do a too big of an area and then have it dry. You can see where it's shiny. It indicates the paper is really wet, and it's ready for me to apply the color. So I'm going to pick it up over here, and now what I can do is just drop it in and let gravity do its job. And the watercolor will actually stop right here and not run into my watermelon slice because that's where the paper is dry. So the watercolor will only go there where it's wet. Of course, if I would tilt the paper up, it will run down. So I'm not going to do that. And I love playing with different shades of green, so I'm going to just plop in a little bit of the darker green and have some fun with that. And again, if you're using the tape technique, you can just paint over the edges here. Okay, once more, I'm going to dab in just a little bit more water on top to blend the 2 tones of green. And now if you like to experiment to create a texture, you can use some table salt and sprinkle just a little bit of salt. Just take a pinch and sprinkle the salt on there. And you can already see it happening. The salt kernels are soaking up. They're like little sponges and they soak up the water and the color. Once you have the salt on, it's important to not touch this area anymore and move on to your next section. So my next section would be down here in the corner. Same thing, apply the water where you want the paint to go. Then apply the paint, then the salt. Let the background dry completely before you continue. Here is a close-up of what it looks like when the salt has been wiped off. So my painting is just about finished. I colored in using a variety of media. I used markers and I used color pencils. And whenever you do that in art, when you use different kinds of materials, then we call this a mixed media art piece. When you're doing mixed media art, you have to make sure that you are using a sturdy paper. If you're using paper that is like a copy paper, you're not going to have success with it because the paper is too thin and cannot hold all the different media. So now here is the most exciting part. When you're finished, you can carefully take the painter's tape off and you get to enjoy the crisp, clean edge that is left behind. That makes it look so professional and gives your painting a real nice finished look. I hope you will have fun painting in your mixed media watermelon still life. I enjoyed mine and I'm quite happy how it turned out. Happy summer!
Thanks for watching. Community Arts Kitchen was created and developed by Barbara Libby Steinman and Anna Rochester. See you next time.